What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys another interesting video. So, don't know if you guys watched it or seen it or anything like that, but I did a video on Michigan on, how in several counties there were people who were very upset at the fact that they were lied to about land acquisitions and, certain companies that are going to be placed there that were actually a Chinese corporation. Well, the story has now furthered into where a Democratic representative, once again, Democratic representative, signs an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, meaning it's a binding law agreement to where they can't say anything about what the deal is about, such as whatever's going on, like the amount of money, the whole land acquisition, anything that's in that NDA, they cannot talk about. So China legally defended themselves, but at the same time, this kind of stuff should not be legal to do. Other than, having an embassy, you should not legally be able to buy land in another country unless there's certain rules and certain other things that are put in place to make it to where the company and or the country that's in another country that is, performing certain kind of jobs or whatever it may be, they shouldn't actually affect the political climate whatsoever. And as soon as they do, get removed. But we'll get into this.
Slamming that woman, Michigan Congresswoman Elisa Slotkin,
Lisa
for signing
Slapkin.
a non-disclosure agreement involving a Chinese tech company called Goshen.
Do we trust a politician who makes secret business deals with companies backed by the Chinese Communist Party? Of
No.
course not. But that's what Alyssa Slotkin did.
Our next guest is sounding the alarm on Goshen's proposed EV battery plant in Michigan.
And this is only one of many, guys. Like, legit, it is. You need to pay attention. Like, the FBI, I'm going to do a video here soon. The FBI literally has no excuse on why they didn't even know about, the secret Chinese police stations in New York. Isn't it the FBI's job to know that kind of thing? Right? And, Swalwell is wondering why a lot of people are talking about getting rid of the FBI, getting rid of the ATF, and all that other kind of stuff. Which is ironic considering the fact that since the whole rhetoric of getting rid of ATF and FBI, now all of a sudden bombings, which are what the ATF are supposed to, investigate, one of many things, now a whole bunch of bombings are going on all over the place, all over the country, mainly in red states, rural towns, rural cities, and stuff like that. Also, mainly manufacturing centers for processing plants, such as food. You know what I mean? Farms have been attacked, lit on fire, and everything else miraculously. How much you want to bet it's a group who are paid by George Soros, the Chinese Communist Party, the Democrats, and everything else to sit there and systematically attack power stations, California. Not only that, the farms in Texas, the Midwest, land that's being bought up in the Midwest, Michigan now, New York. Shoot, I would be checking out Chinatown in San Fran if I were y'all. Any Chinatown anywhere. It's not the Chinese people that's the issue, it's the Chinese government. And they're sending spies over. Little Miss Fang Fang with Swalwell.
Well, thank you for having with you this morning. Alyssa Slotkin is a former CIA analyst, a former DoD official, and has had top secret security clearances. And she knows well the grave national security threat the PRC presents to the CCP. And it's
Money.
unconscionable that
She was given money.
begin to think about signing a binding and punitive non-disclosure agreement with the state of Michigan.
So, what a. So, I'm a gamer. Okay, I'm a huge nerd and everything else, but at the same time, I believe in being prepared and ready for all sorts of stuff. So, I train, I exercise, I do all sorts of stuff to make sure that my body is in peak physical condition just in case. Well, thanks to, my nerdy background, it does kind of help to see, the idiocracy and how some people think when it comes to this right here. So, why would someone in the United States accept money or bribes or, deals of any kind from, an enemy country? Because China is our enemy. They're communists. They have different views and they shit talk us all the time. Now, if you're promised from a certain country, China, Russia, said, hey, if you do everything we ask you to do, right? When we take over your country, we'll leave you alone, we'll do all this. That's Biden, that's several other Dems who are literally in positions of power. This is people in California. This would be Gavin Newsom. This would be literally almost every state representative in California and or any Democratic state, period. I highly suggest that you start looking into their backgrounds, where they're getting a lot of their money from, and if it's coming from communist countries and communist companies and stuff like that, they should be removed. Period. Because they're receiving funds from people who they should be receiving funds from.
Based in a CCP tied manufacturer to the heartland of Michigan.
Yeah, we have talked, Joseph, over the last couple of weeks about this.
If this would have been a Republican, they would have been all over this.
And it's in the heart
They would have.
of our automobile manufacturing state of Michigan, although cars are now made across the country. But what exactly? How did she get into this deal? Was it when
It's
she
the
was at
it's the
CIA?
position.
No, it was when she.
It's the position of where Michigan is. So Michigan's right there next to Canada. So if you aren't aware, one of the easiest border crossings, other than our own border and the southern border, is the Michigan Lakes. All they have to do is get on a boat from Canada and come across. That happens quite often. Quite often. Now, we do have border agents who do monitor, Lake Michigan, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot less now compared to how there used to be, which means there's probably a hell of a lot more coming through Michigan. And they've already found several coming through the southern border, so why not through Canada? You know what I mean? And with the fact that it's right there, all they have to do is cross the Canadian border. They're already in the States. They can go hide off in, some Chinese company and they'll be like, oh no, we don't have anyone here. Oh no, no. Oh, you want to search? Search warrant. They'll literally follow our laws and use our own laws against us, which is where we need to start saying, guess what? You are a company that's affiliated with another country. You are not subject to actually being upholded to our laws. So we don't need a search warrant. We're coming in here right now. And if you don't like that, too fucking bad. If it's not an American company, no. Because you can guarantee if there's an American company in China and China was like, oh, hey, they might have spies in there. They're going in there with or without permission. God.
And so,
America's too pussies sometimes.
You would be obligated to say what you know. You can't keep a secret from people.
Certainly,
The way he said that.
Professor
You can't keep secrets from
speaks
people.
eloquently about this himself, speaking about it's really contrary to the sunshine laws and the spirit of transparency that any elected official owes their tax-paying voters.
Constituents?
And it's really a highly irregular engagement that she made a few months ago.
Joe, so you're a Michigander. You have your pulse on how other people in Michigan feel about this. How do they feel about this plant being there and about having a representative who seems to be on the side of the Chinese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, huh? And that's a lot of Democrats, Republicans, too. A lot of Democrats and Republicans.
Advice that our national security agencies gave a year ago, February, which said do not sign any such agreements because they are a subnational incursion. They're a national security threat, and it's a toe in the door.
Was told not to do it, did it anyways. Money.
As we've seen in the last couple of weeks with the 6 police stations that were found and the 40 police agents of the PRC and the CCP that were arrested in New York.
Well, Slotkin is now running for Senate there in your state of Michigan. Let's see what happens. Joseph Sella.
Wow.
Thank you very much for starting your Friday with us here at Fox and Friends.
Thank you, Joe.
Great to start.
And how much you want to bet the FBI didn't know about that either, and they didn't care? You know what I mean? Which goes to show you why, the American people need to get back to where America used to be. Our towns and our cities need Minutemen again. We need people who are going to be strong men and women who are willing to fight for their towns and their cities and defend it from communist incursions like China and Russia. You know what I mean? So people got to start paying attention to what's going on in your towns, your cities, your states, and all that, and literally bug the crap out of your leaders. You got to call them every day. You got to message them every day. Say, hey, what's going on with this? What's this? What's going on? Why hasn't this gotten done? If you're not going to do your job, we'll find someone else to do it. Our country is set up the way we have it so that we can remove them either by their own willing actual exit of the seat or us removing them by force. That's why they want to get rid of the Second Amendment. That's why they want to get rid of body armor and, police, like actual police officers. They want federal police like ATF, FBI, and, CIA, NSA, and all that. They want that because they work for the federal government. They follow the federal government, what the government says. The police, state police, they do what the state says, what the people who put them there says, meaning you and I, which is why I would rather have state police and Minutemen over federal agents who literally get to sit in a comfy government cushion job doing nothing, making buku bucks. I mean, they don't make a whole lot, but they definitely make more than most people for doing nothing. They literally do nothing and they go after innocent people. It is time for it to stop. It is time to abolish and rectify the FBI and the ATF. They need to go. Gone. They don't do their jobs. They have proven that over the last 10 years of doing nothing. They're useless. Useless. And I'm pretty sure there's probably good agents in the FBI. Maybe in the ATF. Maybe. But at the same time, are they truly good agents if they're not saying anything? You can say, oh, well, they're just gonna wait. No, 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 no. They should have left and then they should have said something about what was going on. There were a few people who did. There should be more who are doing it. That's it for this video. I got some more coming on. So catch me for the next one. Later.